Swedish luxury automaker Volvo Cars has launched its flagship SUV in India, the 2025 XC90 car, available at an introductory ex-showroom price of 1.03 crore, which is just 2 lakh rupees higher than the older one. To discuss more on this and the company's growth outlook, the impact of Trump's tariffs on the auto sector, my colleague Parikshit Luthra spoke with Jyoti Malhotra, who is the MD of Volvo Cars India. Listen into that conversation.
There's a lot of geopolitical uncertainties, and India is not really isolated. And beyond that, I think let's look at from two aspects. I won't want to put into 1 year perspective, but one thing is sure: India is on a growth trajectory. Indian economy is going to, I think, get better and better. No doubt about that. In medium to long term, number one, the demographic dividend is very much here. Because I think from 2018 onwards, we have a median age which will continue. And we have seen in many other countries and economies, when you are in that midst, together with economic growth, I think this will mean very good for our industry. All the lead indicators are very, very positive. Because when we speak to anyone, everybody says, okay, we have been listening about this India story for very long. What has changed now? I think what changes now is these two things coming together. The scale of economy is now at a very good place. And then growth coming on that is going to really ensure that the per capita incomes are going to go up. The division of household income, it was quite skewed. At the top, there was very, very few, you can hand count them actually. But that's started to already expand. And you will see in next 10 years, this is going to be, I think, much more balanced. Obviously, it will still continue to be heavier at the base, but it will become much more substantial among the top also. And you can already see the consumption pattern because of these things, because of the demographic dividend leading to more young aspirational buyers in the market. They are wanting to lap up whatever is available, whether it is about watches, whether it is about electronics. So you can see people are now looking for the best they can afford.
The impact of tariffs. Donald Trump, the United States has imposed tariffs on Canada and Mexico, on China also. China has also announced retaliatory tariffs. What impact will this have on the Indian auto industry?
I think it's a very difficult question, I'll be very honest, and things are still developing, right? And I believe that recent visit of our Prime Minister to US in some ways has really helped to calm down the nerves, and which at least I would say has, in my view, it's come to a neutral situation right now, at least for the short term. And we hope that things will settle down, and I think we have a good equation between the two leaders, which will ensure that we are moving in the right direction and at least remain, I would say, isolated from what is going around. But at certain level, we cannot be isolated. But let's see how it develops from here on.
Okay. Now, India and EU are negotiating a free trade agreement. They hope to conclude it by the end of this year. That was put out in the joint statement by both India and EU last week. What would be your expectation and hope that when it comes to tariffs on the auto industry, what level should it be brought to that may actually help your companies increase their footprint in India?
See, I think we should understand one thing, that tariffs are actually two-way, what we are seeing already, right? So if we have to give in, then we have to give up also, right? It applies on both sides. So it's a very loaded situation, because on one side, if we see what has happened now when it comes to auto industry, our auto industry has become massive in terms of number of cars that we sell here. And if you really see, we have been able to do this despite all the tariffs and everything is available by focusing more and more on Make in India. And I think that's the right direction for the country. So we should promote that we are able to sell more cars which are produced in India, or which are value added in India, or assembled in India. I think that's the focus should be. And we should, I think, we can't have a situation where obviously some of the import duties are very high. And we should balance them out in such a way that we get benefit of offering our domestic market to others, but also getting access to our cars being produced in India to other markets. So I think we have to strike the right balance. It's very difficult to put a number here, but we have to be competitive.
What do you feel about the prospect of Tesla entering the country? How will it impact the auto industry?
See, I think on one side, there are two things. Personally, I would say, I think there have been a lot of this speculation about Tesla coming for quite some time. So let's see when they come and how, in what shape they come. And in my view, I think more companies come to India, better it is. In the sense, you look at, let's say, a recent Auto Expo, almost everyone announced an EV, which is good for the industry because now there are choices. Customer gets a clear signal that every company is now thinking of EVs. Tesla coming to India also gives a very good sign that okay, India is a good country for EVs, and I think it will give more choice to customer. It will only create to the buzz. More people start considering EVs. I think it becomes like a daily discussion on which EV to buy and whether to buy EV or not. I think that discourse has to change from whether should I buy EV to which EV should I buy.
Okay.
It will help that.